So I'm gonna pick it up from Maria regarding gaming industry. Is there anyone here which is active in the space, the gaming industry? Half. 2 people? 3 people which are like not decided? Is there anyone here that plays games? On their mobile phone, maybe? Or not? Yeah? Watch out, because NATO is coming up with a game. So I'm gonna invite I'm gonna invite Nika Aleksejeva, lead digital forensic researcher at NATO StratCom Center of Excellence, for Prepare Yourself. News hero game, helping people to be more discerning when sharing news online.
So, serious organization is going into gaming business. Can we hit play?
I used to work for a gossip newspaper. One day I had a call. I've heard a story about government poisoning its citizens. I had to publish it. The people were enraged and broke into violent riots. Was it my story that created this? I'm going to tell people the truth. I rented a small office and hired an assistant. We started receiving reports from freelance journalists. Some were true, some not so much. I promised myself to never let a story go this far and report only the truth. Join me on my quest to filter the news. My secretary Bronco will help you out.
So you get 3 news to choose from, send it to a publisher, and you can use Fact Checker Pad to make your decision. If you choose to publish fake news, your revenue goes down. Revenue that you can buy office supplies, books, plants, and hire more journalists. That's the idea of the game. And when we launched it in August, being NATO, we got headlines that we launched the News Hero game to counter Russian information war. We did it, we created a new weapon, and, well, RT staked that we are ridiculous propaganda. Afterwards, they played our game and came to conclusion that, well, there is nothing about Russia or our propaganda. It's just random news, which was basically our idea. We wanted to create media literacy game that will, coming from institution with very particular goal and somewhat protective agenda, hit those headlines. Though Forbes made quite fair assessment of the game, I'd say, we didn't strive to become like the next big thing on Facebook gaming platform, though this is our take, or this is our contribution to how we see ongoing process of enhancing media literacy. Like, remember some time ago, drunk driving was a normal thing. It took couple of 10 years, and now it's not that normal anymore. So we see it as an ongoing thing. And since August, when we launched it, we currently have 1.6 thousand unique users, mostly young age and in age group of 18 till 24. These are female. The idea came from a hackathon. So though I come from serious organization, we like to break some prejudices about how serious we work. This hackathon was aimed to find new ideas, new ways how to stop disinformation spread. And we thought that game, which at that time was a Tinder for fake news, would solve the problem of being in a silo where we are talking about disinformation and media literacy as a tool to counter that, but really talking to ones that already know that's it. So the initial idea was, as I said, Tinder. You would get a news piece. You would swipe right if you think it's true, left if it's wrong. You earn some points. You appear on leaderboard and earn some badges. That was the idea. So with this prototype, and coming from a tech environment, I knew that you need to test it. I went to my colleagues and asked what motivated you, and third said that nothing. You came to me, I played the game, now let me get back to my work. 20% said that they are interested in the content itself and also motivation to improve. The points were important for them. And as for those 15% that were totally like into just game mechanics. But in general, the game as it was didn't move the needle. And a month after the hackathon, we saw the same ideas popping up on internet because it's very easy, quick way. So we knew that this won't work. Therefore, we improved the idea with key game mechanics as progress, performance feedback. So not only was it right where you right or wrong, but also why you were right or wrong, and giving rewards in form of virtual currency. So as many of you here are media literacy experts, I'm curious to get your feedback about the actual content of the game. So we divided it in 3 levels. First would be the very metadata, things about the news that tell us if we trust it or not. Then the content. And third, do some fact-checking online. Well, we created as a third because we didn't want people to leave our game. So in the first level, we would be very binary about the first sub-level, like, is it true or not? And we incorporated debunks from well-known fact-checker organizations like PolitiFact to basically get people acquainted to the game, like used to it. We also made people look at the headlines, date, and the source, like who is spreading the news. And since we are at Media Literacy Conference, which of those is true? So not the fake one, but true one. Which one you will buy as real news, A or B? So who's for A? Yeah, that solar panels are draining sun energy. Is it true? So if you think it's true, raise your hand. And if you think that the needles in Australian strawberries were true, then raise your hands. Well, someone decided, yeah, you're right. Very media literate audience. Another one. Have we have grown cells of human eggs so we can make new humans in laboratory? Or did Morgan Freeman die? Which is true? Is A true? A. And B is not true. I made it too easy for you guys. Everyone knows that he's not dead. Yeah, so for content, we ask people to look at language. Is it emotional? Does it telling you what you need to think? You know, like this very editorial statements incorporated. And sourcing, like I'm saying something, but can you check the source? Not only hyperlinks, but also are these scientists that created this research are real? So can I check if I were so skeptical? So who think that there are very proven benefits of honey? That this is true news? Versus Democrats want to ban 50% of gun sales. That is true. So A is true. Okay, and last one is going out there on the wide web and see who else is reporting and do reverse Google image search, like in this case. Well, just raise your hands for which is true. Okay, so A. So A is true. And B is true. Okay, A is true. Well, I don't know how he got in, but it was all over the news if you are into the light content. But it's human. I like light content. So the results after first month, obviously people tried out the game, but only 12.4% passed it to the second level, and even less, 7.8% to the third level. So though the news were infotaining, like the real news weren't that serious and fakes were really kind of outrageous and emotional, This is the pipeline. This is how far it goes. And you see that completion rate, which means that either you go through all the questions or you go bankrupt, is less than 2%. Well, it's after the first month. So lessons learned and obvious challenges that you probably see here after previous speakers as well. So first one is how to do lean approach to game development. Because, well, you think like you're working at NATO, you are researching disinformation, it's boring, you get to develop a game, it must be fun. It was so hard, I'm telling you, like figuring out what works or not. And how do you incorporate it into budgeting? Like how many of you come from public institutions where you need to do tenders and plan budget for a year? Yeah, well, we share the same challenge. And you never know how many iterations you need to take until you get the product right. Second challenge is bursting bubbles on Facebook. So we are talking about echo chambers on Facebook, and we talk about targeted advertisement as a way to reach audiences that we want. With this game, we wanted to reach audiences that don't think that media literacy or fake news is something important. But the thing is, if you give an ad to people who don't resonate with that ad, it just money thrown out. So Facebook works as an echo chamber itself. Therefore, breaking bubbles in a bubble factory turned out to be harder than we expected. And of course, so we are generating numbers, results. Facebook as a platform is very good at generating numbers. Thanks for that. And the impact, can we measure it in 10 years? But can we, perhaps we can, doing surveys. Can we measure impact of this game, the impact itself? I don't believe it, but I believe that it's a meaningful piece in the mission that we are all onboarded to enhance media literacy. So thank you very much. I look forward to talk with you during the sessions. And grab some stickers out there on the tables. I have more if you want. Thank you.
Thank you. So because now we